very pleased to welcome Emma Liu from ATESS. I'm going to give a quick introduction about Emma. She's going to tell us about CNI storage solutions. Emma is an international sales manager at ATESS. She's got 5 years experience in BS and e-commerce. She's also passionate about working in Africa and with African clients, as even her career started as a translator in Congo a few years ago. So Emma, I'm very pleased to welcome you here today. Are you with us? Yes, you are there. Over to you, Emma.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you, John, for your support. My name is Emma. I'm the sales manager of ATESS Power. I'd like to welcome you all. Thank you for listening. And as you can see on the screen, our topic today is energy equality for Africa. And how do we optimizing power supply with CNI energy storage technology? We are gathered here today because the African people are not only facing the challenge of survival, but also the difficulties of industrial development and the pollution of the environment. I believe all the technologies today wants to change this situation for them. So when we consider the problem from the end user's perspective, what are the real pain points of African industrial and commercial energy storage? I have 3 parts today to share with you guys, and the first 2 parts are case studies. The last one is a simple company introduction. For the case study part, I will divide it into 2 parts according to the size of the projects. First, let's look at large-scale cases. Its main application scenarios include like factories and farms, like this one. This is a local beverage factory equipped with heavy assembly line machines. I believe that many people, when looking at this site, the first reaction is it's a big factory, right? And it must has very complex load types. Sensitive loads restart causing inrush current, delay response time under the heavy load, harmonic problems, and so on. In this case, we must use transformer-based equipments to solve these problems. So for this case, we have a customer has installed rooftop PV system with 2 sides of ATESS containers. There are 3 units of transformer-based PCS 500 inverters and 3 megawatt-hours battery inside. This system can provide uninterrupted and long-lasting power in a cost-effective way, no matter how the load shedding issues from sourcing ingredients to bottling the favorite drinks in this factory are produced in a seamless and eco-friendly production line. And don't worry, the container solution we provide are equipped with air conditioning, fire suppression systems, smoke sensors, temperature sensors, and so on. So the safety of the system can be guaranteed even in this hot Africa. Next one is an off-grid solar farm for irrigation, 1.5 megawatt PCS 500 inverters, and 2.8 megawatt-hours batteries. These containers here as a permanent power source, allowing for easy plug-and-play installation on site. And the PCS inverters we have applied for the systems has 5 models from 100 kilowatt to 1000 kilowatt a single unit. And I can tell you that the most popular models are actually PCS 500 kilowatt and 630 kilowatts. So, and if there is an off-grid situation, up to 4 units can be connected in parallel. So for off-grid systems, we can do 4 megawatts max. And the next page is about the isolation transformer I kept talking about. PCS inverters for large-scale systems must be equipped with an isolation transformer. Why is that? Because it can provide neutral N-line for AC side, eliminate harmonic waves, and improve safety and protection. The isolation transformer of PCS 100 and 250 is built in this cabinet. But for the other three models, PCS 500, PCS 630, and the PCS 1000, the cabinet is already very big. So the isolation transformers, they are internally wired and externally installed. Okay, next page, check out this typical AC coupling diagram of PCS plus bypass application. That's the solution we applied for the factory and the farm I showed you. And PCS here in the middle can switch between on and off grid within 20 milliseconds, which makes the system uninterrupted. See the left side, the DC power sources such as PV power, battery power. PCS will convert all those DC powers to AC power. And then through the bypass cabinet on the left, they can supply the loads. So this is a typical AC coupling system. Another main issue about this kind of large scale systems is the high ratio inductive loads. Here are some pictures of the potato farm project we have done in South Africa. And there are water pumps and heavy machines for packaging. The inductive load power reached even 70%. The problem is when the inductive load ratio is that high, when the grid is off, the PCS need to switch to off-grid working mode. AC output fluctuations caused by switching can endanger the system's stability. To solve this problem for customers, we have launched a new DC coupling solution by using our new product, RTF. We have two models, 300 kilowatt and 600 kilowatt. But you have to notice that the ATESS rectifier can only convert AC to DC. It's not a bi-directional conversion. That means the power cannot flow back to the grid. And the next page here is a DC coupling system diagram. So let's have a look on the right side. The AC input power convert to DC power output through RTF, and the battery PV powers, they are DC power sources, right? They are coupled on this main DC bus on the bottom and combined by the DC cabinet. Then the power will flow to PCS. PCS will convert all the DC powers to AC power output to the loads. No matter how unstable the AC sources are, PCS will always stay in the off-grid working mode. There's no switching between on and off, so there will be no switching time, and the batteries are always online. Let me show you some real waveforms we took on site. First one, when the grid fails, PCS will switch from on-grid to off-grid mode, but inductive load percentage reaches 80%. In this case, check out the pink line, which is the voltage line. It dropped during the switching process, right? And caused inrush current, triggered PCS over current protection fault state. See the second one, when the grid failed and the battery was powering the loads, but the battery is not inexhaustible. When the battery capacity about to reach the SOC, now the system needs to switch to diesel generator working mode. But due to the weak generator performance, diesel generator mode triggers a voltage drop. Check this pink line. And you might ask, I thought the pink line is normal after it's dropped. Because my friend, that's because of the DG mode is not possible. So PCS re-enters off-grid mode. And then diesel generator voltage returns to normal. But PCS will keep trying this. And let me show you the RTF solution wave. Seems like it's perfect, right? Even the inductive load is also as high as 80%. Let's see, PCS always work works in off-grid working mode. When grid fails, there's no switching action on the AC side of PCS. We can surely avoid on-site generators, weak performance, or unstable grid. It's just like an UPS solution. Okay, now except large scale, ATESS can also provide solutions for small and medium systems by using our all-in-one design HPS inverters. Here is a project in Tanzania. The beautiful macrogrid resort is powered by the ATESS HPS system. Do you know Safari? When talking about pristine natural landscapes, many people will first think of Africa. Africa's relatively slow development has preserved more pristine or wild natural atmosphere that cannot be experienced in other countries. But the worst situation there is no electricity at all. So our HPS 150 inverter plus 300 kilowatt hours battery were there to help. Now the visitors staying in this resort, they can fully experience the vitality and enthusiasm of the African land. And the next case is an off-grid community in Nigeria. There was also no electricity at all. But thanks to the World Bank and government's support, now this place is powering by ATESS HPS, 100 kilowatts, 2 pieces of them, and plus 5 kilowatt hours batteries. With the stable power supply, the living standards of local residents have been greatly improved. In a better scenario where the grid is available, but not stable enough, such as on this offshore island in Madagascar, in the past, when there was a power outage, they might not have had time to save the work resource, which was really disappointing, right? But customer chose our energy storage system as a backup power source because ATESS HPS inverters can also seamlessly switch within 20 milliseconds. Their computer will not be off at all. And let me introduce you our HPS series inverters from 30 kilowatt to 150 kilowatt a single unit. Same as PCS inverters, if there is an off-grid situation, up to 4 units can be connected in parallel. And this series inverter also works with isolation transformers. They are all built inside the cabinet. And the next page here is a typical HPS system diagram. On the right side, ATESS automatic transfer switch is only needed when both diesel generator and grid are present. Then you will need the ATESS to switch between them. In some cases, customers already have a PV inverter system installed, and as electricity demand grows, they need to expand the old system. And all inverters, whether HPS or PCS, they can be connected to the original PV inverters as an AC coupled extension. This is one of the AC coupled sites where the ATESS inverters is connected to 6 PV inverters to power a supermarket in South Africa. And for some light commercial systems, such as coffee shops, we can also provide small light systems for customers. In the middle is an all-in-one design transformer lights inverter. And on the left side is a customized small battery cabinet, 56 kilowatt hours battery. This small system can powering your light commercial systems. And for battery cabinet, we just have one model, but for inverters, we have several models from 15 kilowatts to 50 kilowatt a single unit. And you can, up to 8 units can be paralleled. Okay, now the technical part is finished I hope you're not boring. And now I want to introduce our company to you. So ATESS Power is a supplier of energy storage systems and EV chargers. We started ESS business in 2013. Till now, we have more than 10 years experience in this industry. We can provide you all the certificates you need, such as EN 50549 NRS, SunCap, and so on. And we have 11 offices and warehouses around the world. In Africa, we have 2 engineers based in Nigeria office and 13 engineers based in South Africa office, and we are still recruiting. We have a spare parts office in South Africa to ensure that after-sales issues are handled efficiently. Plus, we can provide you free online or offline pre-sales and after-sales training to help customers better understand our system. These are some pictures of training we offered in Nigeria and South Africa. And accept what ATESS can offer. If you need support on finance, we have a partnership with Odyssey Energy Solutions. Odyssey is a US financial company and they can finance your transactions. They have 2 main offerings. One is procurement credit, which allows you to get the equipment to their warehouses in Kenya or Nigeria. This is relevant only to the PCS of ATESS. They also have a construction credit facility, which will finance the purchase of your equipment through ATESS. This is a 2 months to 12 months facility and is open to any country across Africa, as long as the project qualifies and it is subject to diligence. So under this arrangement, pay Odyssey a small deposit, and the Odyssey will pay ATESS, and then they will import everything to the country. Then depending on the project milestone, the payments can be made within 2 months to 12 months. The aim is to help EPCs achieve payment milestones of the project. So you're allowed to pay like 20% deposit, 50% upon commissioning, and the balance can be paid after 3 months if the project performs well. And construction credit facility assigns to finance your equipment purchase throughout the period. These are the terms of the facility. It goes up to $5 million within 2 months to 12 months. As I mentioned before, 15% to 50%, depending on the project details. And the cost of the credit is a one-time processing fee and then monthly fee. Odyssey asks for escrow of milestone payments, which is a formal guarantee, and the payment can be made on the end of the credit. The approval time of all documents is within 7 to 10 days. So if you're interested, you must be interested, right? You can contact solutions at odysseyenergysolutions.com or scan this QR code to get in touch with them. Well, thank you for listening. And finally, I want to say that the goal of ATESS Power is to bring energy equality not only to Africa, but to every corner of the world. Thank you for listening. If you want to get in touch with ATESS Power, you can send email to us or you can find me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma. Very complete presentation, a lot of different applications, a lot of activity of yours in different corners of Africa. Quite impressive. Maybe you can, for the Q&A section, we will share your contact details with all the listeners. So maybe you can just stop sharing your screen. And I would also like to invite Rubio to turn on his camera and his microphone so he can also address some of the questions we have.
I stopped the sharing. You can still see my screen?
Still there, but no worries. I can.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
And I saw that your colleague Rubio was also connected in case there are some questions that he wants to address as well. please turn on your camera and your microphone, Rubio. I have a first question. You showed a lot of different project examples, a lot of pictures. That always helps to project yourself into what's possible. But I have the feeling that on some of these pictures I saw ATESS batteries, and on some other pictures I saw batteries from a different brand. Can you please, yeah, was this correct? And if it is, can you please explain? How do you work? Generally, people they try to push for their own products, but in this case, it looks like you are compatible with your products, but also products from other brands.
Okay, so sorry for showing off those too many projects. We have inverters, different series. They can work with different brand batteries, whether it's lithium ion batteries or gel batteries, and we can offer customers complete solutions. But sometimes if they want to use other brands batteries, that's also possible, and we can do that with the battery supplier.
Okay, so it's really, really flexible. It's the customer's choice, and then they can make their own decision.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a question from Alan about the battery cabinet. That's a specific question. Battery cabinet for 56 kilowatt hour. Can it have more storage? Can you connect cabinets in parallel? I'm guessing the answer is
Yeah.
yes, but go ahead.
Actually, we have for all the different kinds of capacities. The battery cabinet is from like 45 kilowatt hours up to 215 kilowatt hours, a single rig or cabinet. It can be rig, or if you need more protection degrees, you can choose cabinet, and they all can be parallel. So it's very flexible. We have multiple choices for you.
The next question comes from Dev, and specifically in the context of CNI. How can we control the high charge and discharge current battery ends in the case where the client uses a relatively big inverter, like a 250 kilowatt inverter? How does this work with, again, we're coming back to this topic of connecting batteries in parallel. Yes. What would be your recommendation to Dev to avoid this high and discharge currents, or at least to control them?
Okay, PCS would be the head, the brain of the system, and it has a limitation, like from
Yes, Emma, are you still with us? Yeah.
I'm not a really technical person.
Okay, but I think your answer was that this kind of challenges is being controlled and managed by the PCS, which has a
Yeah, PCS
predefined system inside to manage this kind of challenges.
Yeah, it has the size like software or hardware, and there is a limitation. If the battery current is too high, the PCS can some way can control it and will not be too high. If actually that happens, maybe the system will shut down to protect the whole system. Mr. Kumar, right?
Yes.
You can contact me by LinkedIn or my email, and I can answer you privately. Sorry about that.
Another question. So in your presentation here today, we focus on CNI solutions. We know that there is very big CNI projects and there is also small CNI projects. And in the beginning of your presentation, you insisted on the challenges coming from harmonics. The question is this problem of harmonics present for every kind of system capacity, or is there some kind of limit starting from which this becomes a real issue that one needs to take into account, and below a certain limit, this is not a problem?
You're talking about the isolation transformer, right?
Yes. So is
Uh,
an isolation transformer required for any kind of capacities, or do you recommend it only from a certain project size and upward?
mhm. So most of our inverters, they are line frequency inverter, and they work with isolation transformer. Because for CNI system, is especially for the system with high ratio inductive loads, they have some heavy machines, and when the percentage of inductive loads is high, maybe more than 50% or 40%, then you might need to they work with isolation transformer. That's better for the system safety. We don't want to spend too much money on the system and then ruin it, right?
Absolutely. And talking about this, so you, in one of your last slides, you explained a little bit about your presence in Africa, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you have been delivering projects all over Africa in many more countries than just the ones that you are present in. Can you please
Yeah.
explain us, because in our audience here, we have a lot of installers. Can you please explain how you normally work to reach all these different countries? Do you have an existing network of distributors? Are you looking for more partners in more countries? How is your situation right now?
Okay. So, for example, for South Africa, we already have 11 distributors here. They have a very mature distribution hazel.
Network.
Yeah, network. Yeah. Yeah. So the not only us, the distributors can help us on the commissioning. And for other countries, we're relatively slow. But if we are open to, we can work with customers for distributors or EPCs. Normally, they will do the installation, and we will get them online or offline. Then we can offer them the commissioning on site.
Yeah, because there's a lot of questions about your presence in various countries in Africa. So I will not
Mhm.
take every single question, but for sure I know that you will follow up with Anefiok, with Olan, with Lanfi. So yes, Emma will follow up with you. Um, just checking a last question for you. I saw one question. Oh yes, quick question about the firefighting system. You briefly mentioned on this, but this is also a question that comes back on regular basis. You mentioned for the containerized solution that you have like an built-in firefighting system. Um, uh,
Mhm.
is there something similar also for cabinets, for example, or is it really like separate? Firefighting system is only for containers and
Yeah.
cabinet is different.
Yes. So customers, whether make the installation indoor or outdoor. If the indoor, that's easier. They just need to build an operation room with air conditionings. If it's outdoor, we can offer customers battery cabinets or container solutions. If it's cabinet, of course, it's equipped with a fire suppression system and also air conditioners. So we
Very
can
good.
keep the temperature of the batteries around 25 degrees.
Absolutely. That keeps being the repeated theme, but yes, essential to ensuring safety and longevity of the products. All right. Well, with this, we have reached the end of our session. Thank you so much, Emma.